Hi AutoCAD students, it's Kathy, and I'm here to walk you through the commercial project 2 for our CAD class. And this is the downloaded base plan that I gave you. This is the XREF. It's called ID 427 Commercial Project Design Office. And what we're going to do is first we're going to fix up this XREF before we use it. Then we're going to start a new drawing and get going with our project. So in order to get this XREF cleaned up a little bit, we're going to, first of all, we don't need all of these dimensions to be brought in, so I'm going to go ahead and delete any dimensions, text, and other information that's not part of the actual walls of the project. So I'm deleting all of this extraneous information, including the name of the project. All I want left is the actual walls, and I'm going to use those as my base plan. The next thing I want to do is I want to use the purge command. And so I'm going to type in purge in my command line. And once I've done that, hit enter. And I want to look for the area that says purge all, because I don't want anything to be brought into my drawing as an XREF unless I need it. So I'm going to purge all. And then here I'm going to also say purge all items and close. So now I have a nice clean drawing. The only thing that's going to come in are things that are attached to this drawing. And I'm going to now save it. So I want to save as, and I'm going to call this base plan just so it's easy. And I want my base plan to be saved in the same folder as my new drawing will be in. So in my case, I'm on my computer here, and I want to find my Chafee ID 427 file. You guys are going to have yours probably on a flash drive. And here's my commercial TI, and I want to make sure that I save it in the correct folder. So I'm going to call that base plan. And then I'm done with that basically. So as long as I know where I saved it, I can use that as my XREF. So the next thing I want to do is start a new drawing. And so I'm going to go to File, New. And here I can use the AutoCAD.dwt, which is the AutoCAD template. If you have your own template saved, you can always start with your own template. It may have all of that text dimensioning and other information that we've been working on in the past. So instead of having absolutely nothing in your drawing, you can start with your own template. So I'm going to start with the AutoCAD.dwt. We're going to click Open. And basically I have my blank drawing started. The most important part of this is to set it up correctly as an architectural drawing. And so we know that we can type in the word units. And we want to make sure that we have architectural units. The next thing we want to do is set our limits. And so we're going to type in limits in the command line. And our lower left corner will remain as 0, 0, which it shows 0, 0 as our default. So all we need to do is hit enter. Next, we want to change the upper right corner to be 60 foot by 60 foot. So we're going to type in 60, comma, 60, and don't forget to put the foot sign, which is the single line apostrophe. Then we're going to hit enter. Next, we want to set up our grid, and so we're going to go down here to the status bar, select the down arrow, and go to our snap settings. we want to turn the snap settings on temporarily, and we want 6-inch X and Y snap settings. We want them to be equal, so this needs to remain checked. Next, we want the grid snap to be also 6 inches for X and Y, and then I want to change the major line to every 4. This is going to show us a major line at every 2 feet on our grid. Select OK, and now we want to change our grid display. So we're going to type in GRID DISPLAY, grid display, and we want to set our grid display to 0 and then enter. Finally, we're going to do a zoom all, so Z, enter, A for all, enter, and now you can see that you have your grid showing. You have your limits at 60 foot by 60 foot, your grid is within your limits, and now you're ready to insert your XREF. Okay, so let's get our XREF inserted into this drawing so we can get going on it. We're going to go to the Insert tab, and then over to the Reference area, we want to click on Attach. It's going to ask us for the location of the file that we want to attach. We want to make sure that in the type of file that we're looking for drawing. Sometimes it'll go to all image files because you can attach images, but it won't show your drawing unless you're looking in the DWG area. So go ahead and make sure that type of file you're looking for is drawing, and then find your base plan and open. Now we want to insert this into our drawing. We can use the insertion point as 0, 0, 0. In this case, it's going to place it off to the left, or we can select our own insertion point, and we want to keep the scale as 1:1. So don't change the scale. You can tell it which insertion point you want yourself. So let's say we click Specify on Screen, and we want this to be an attachment. Everything else we're going to leave the same. We're going to click OK. And now you can see that it's attached to my cursor off to the left, and I have my grid snap on. So if I hover over my drawing area where I have my grid, it's going to snap to the grid. I can also select it and move it wherever I like. So once you've placed it into your drawing, you can use the move command and choose a point at which to move it. My grid snap is causing problems right now, so I'm going to turn that off. And I want my F3, my object snap to be on, and then I can move this to whatever location I want. So now that I have my XREF in my drawing, I can save my drawing. Remember, you need to save it with your last name, first initial, and this is commercial project number 2. Don't forget to rename and save this in your flash drive next to or in the same file folder as your base plan. So this is going to be my new project. And what we're going to do with this project is we are going to use model space. We're going to be creating a partition plan. And then we'll be creating a furniture plan. And we will be creating a reflected ceiling plan. And we'll be creating a finish plan.